Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Factorio. We've had a little break. Let's get back to building our million minions. It's filling up these tanks as these pump jacks busy throw out the oil. Right, that's all they're doing is they're just pumping out the oil. It doesn't really make any difference. Eventually that'll fill up and it'll just stop production. It's not going to change anything. But now the big thing that's going to happen is that we're going to put this one down here and we are going to connect everything in. And instantly out it goes. And we have now fired up the system. We're now processing oil. 100 units of oil makes 30 heavy oil, 30 light oil, and 40 petroleum. I really like the efficiency of this. 100 crude oil comes out as 100 oil in products. You don't burn anything off, which is absolutely great. When you use other things later on, you can introduce water into the system and you can get different mixes and stuff like that. But for now, this is what we've got. Now, what I can do is I can go and make a chemical plant. I'm going to make one of these. I'm just going to show you what you can do with the chemical plant. This is something that is quite handy, and it's something that you want to be using later on anyway. We'll be using quite a bit of this. You take a chemical plant right there, and at the moment all we can do is we can make solid fuel. 10 light oil turns into solid fuel. 20 petroleum gas turns into solid fuel. 20 heavy oil turns into solid fuel. The best conversion rate is light oil into solid fuel on those there. But we're not going to worry about that at the moment. We will actually want to be making solid fuel later. It's better value than just using coal. But also later on we're not going to be burning quite so much. I will still be burning stuff. One thing we're going to be burning is trees. We're going to be burning we're going to be burning a huge amount of timber, but we'll be doing that sort of later on and further down. We're not going to be worrying about it at the moment. And you can see here our coal has now backed up. It's gone all the way back up to this, and it's backing up the conveyor belts all the way up to the coal mining area. That one has now run out, but we've got sufficient ores coming in that it's not causing us any issues anywhere. So I'm just going to remove that one from the production line. We can put it down somewhere else. I don't need to have it on this side. Let's go over here, because I've got 6 mining drills that are running flat out over here, and they are struggling to keep everything running. Right? They are actually struggling to keep everything running. It seems alright, right? Everything does seem to be running exactly as it should be. But it's still not quite running as 100% efficient as I would necessarily like it. So if I can't. One mining drill is not quite enough to cover all of the area of... Look, see, we've got one bit there or one bit up there that's going to be left. If I go to there, the green square, it's all the way around it. Can't quite pick up all of the ore that I want to pick up on there. So I'm thinking, actually, I'm just going to leave that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this one. I'm just going to drop it on there. Just going to do that. Add that one into there. It's a cheeky extra one on the end. 17,000 ore it's covering right there. That's going to drop that in, and it's going to be... That should provide sufficient ore that it's going to start backing everything up. Yeah. It's already backing up onto there, and it's filling up underneath that fast inserter right there. No issues at all. So have a look at our map. How far out have we expanded now? What we could do at some point is we could try and take a little exploration up over here, or right out over to this side, and put down some more drills and stuff. Not some drills, some more radars if we wanted to. I'm not really going to worry about doing that. The big thing now, this is kind of, you reach a point in this game in the early stage when, if you're just playing it normally, you don't really come up against this wall. But when you start to really, really increase the amount of resources that you're using, and the amount of resources that you're taking up, right, there, you've got temperature. I didn't actually know that there was a temperature thing on there. But anyway, it's all at 25 degrees on that. Right in there, I got 1.6k for petroleum gas. In there, I got 1.2k for light oil, and I got 1.2k there for heavy oil. Once we start unlocking some of the other techs here, like the lubricant and stuff like that, it allows you to make the lubricant. We can take 10 heavy oil, turn it into lubricant. But we also get things like this, where I can take sulfur right there, petroleum gas, I turn that into sulfur. The plastics that we were working on, that's petroleum gas as well. There is some other oil processing that we will get that allows you some additional recipes. I don't remember where they are. They turn up. They give you additional recipes that you can use, and you can crack. You get oil cracking. You can turn heavy oil into light oil, and then light oil into petroleum gas, which uses up the surplus that you get. Because if you're making plastics and you're making sulfur out of all the petroleum, you eventually end up with a surplus of these too. And you use a little bit of lubricant from the heavy oil, but mostly these two, you just want to crack that down into light oil. Crack light oil down into petroleum, and you also want to be making a stock of solid fuel. You want to be making a stock supply. You want to be making a stockpile of solid fuel, because if you can make a stockpile of the solid fuel, it means that later on then you don't have to worry about sort of starting to build it up. You will be using it later. I think now you actually use it for one of the researches. I think there's a science pack that you start to use it for. So, our entire base is now set up and running. We've got the oil. The basics of the oil is there ready. Everything is backed up. I've got everything completely full. All the conveyor belts are full. I've got the mining drills. It's backed up to mining drills all the way round, so they're not producing 100%, which is actually what I want. This is good. I want everything backing up. That indicates to me that we're producing faster than we're using. That's a good thing. It's actually something that I really, really want. Right, the reason that I really, really want that is because I want to go to here, and I want to make some more labs. I'm thinking we're just going to go for another 3 labs. 1, 2, 3, like that, and I'll put them up there. So they're still just feeding into one lab there. It starts to become less efficient now that we've got this many running, and we'll have to sort of also consider how that's going to affect everything. Run down to you a minute, and we'll fire you up with some coal now. I've got a bit of ore right here that we want to use up. You got more coal than you know what to do with. And in there, we've got a few bricks. I could go and make a load more floor, a load more walkway, just for running around. At the moment, I'm not going to worry about it, although it's probably something that I'll start to mess around with soon, because we're going to have a bit of time to kill, essentially. Once we've, we're sort of reaching that point now in the game where we are just going to be looking for stuff to do in order to pass the time, while we wait for all of our sort of mega researches to upgrade. So I'm going to drop a light down there, I think, and I'll put another one up there. So I want to go 1, 2, 3 into there, and you into there. So that's going to start feeding that in. There's another lab has gone into the mix, and then I will do that, and has fired up another one. There we go. Right. So now we've got all of these. We've got 12 labs running flat out. Okay? 12 labs. It's still 30 seconds per item, but having 12 labs instead of 9 labs, obviously I've just increased it by 25%. We're going to get another 30% boost once the lab research speed has finished, which means that things is going to change a little bit. We're starting already to use up these green science packs just a little bit faster, which means that we're going to need to possibly rebalance things up here. The great thing we've got at the moment is we're producing so much iron plate. We've actually got all of this is completely backed up as well. All right, we've got it's completely backed up there. We've got no issues with that at all. I've got the red science in here, That's probably our next upgrade, is to replace all of those there with some of those. I'm going to go with 5 of them. Which is actually, I'm going to need to make 3 new assembling machines. That's fine. We'll do that because we'll be using them later. We'll be able to start going through now. That's going to be one of our next projects, is we're going to work through and we're going to upgrade everything in our base. Now, all of these standard inserters will upgrade to fast inserters, and then we'll also upgrade all the factories to the blue factories. And that's sort of like our first upgrade, and then eventually we'll probably be getting near the maximum capacity of our power, so we'll be wanting to boost that up as well. I'm absolutely fine with all of this. It's coming along very nicely there. So let's go and take these 5 new labs here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. And then I can instantly go for another 5 of those, or I could if I had the spare iron, which I don't at the moment. So I'm going to run up here, and I'm going to go back to my own little bit there. Right. Oh, I need steel plate for that. I forgot about that. Right, we'll race on down through here. And these are now producing steel at a very, very respectable rate of knots. And look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely fantastic. I'm going to take all of that, get a whole lot out of there, and I'll let that one keep going. We've got these 6 on here. Well, you know, we could increase that out a little bit further, and we could drop another one of those down there. I'm not going to, though. I don't want to do that at the moment. Right, let's whack in another few of them. And you right there, that's now backed up completely. I've got that one completely full. This one here, this iron chest, we're not really using that one anymore. So yeah, I don't have to worry about any of this. We've got some really good upgrades all the way through. Soon as those iron gear wheels there are finished making, we will be able to produce. Put that one in. Right, so now we've got faster factories, producing all of these. Next, I will go for some fast inserters. I've only got 1 there, so I will go 10, like that. Start making those and upgrading them. And, oh no, wait. That's an out. There. We go through and we will change these to fast inserters. Not that it makes any real difference there. I've got coal coming out there, and then over this side I've got you coming out. I don't know why I've got 2 of them. Where's that running? Oh, that's running down to the furnaces. I definitely don't need 2 fast inserters running on there. So what I can do is I can remove that, and I can remove that bit as well. And then I'm going to go trotting down this way, and... Right, let's go and look in there. I'll drop 50 of those in there, and I will drop 50 of those in there. So that's got rid of the iron ore that I'm carting around, which I don't want to be carting around. I got 4 of those, which I will drop in there as replacements for them. And then I will also take 13 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've now upgraded the speed at which those can be made. Not that it's really going to make any difference, but getting the upgrades in place while you've got a minute or 2, just sort of twiddling your thumbs, because we are. All we're doing at the moment is we're killing time. We're twiddling our thumbs and we're waiting for everything to upgrade properly. So we want to go through and we're going to run upgrades on just about everything that we've got so that we can run our factory that much faster, that much more efficiently, and quite possibly upgrade this lot as well. Right, once that's done, you can see that's already speeding up quite a bit. And it's very nice, the rate that is speeding up. Once that's done, we will then have an additional 30% speed on our research as well. And all of the research then, yeah, we're producing faster than we need to. We're doing that all the way through. So we could even get more on the... We'll see what it's like once we get our 30% increase. We'll keep going at the moment, and we'll do our upgrades here. That's got to be our first thing that we do. So 1, 2, 3 lots of those. So mostly I'm just upgrade. I got electronic circuits here. I'm actually going to add that back in, and I'm going to whitelist electronic circuits again, and I'm going to start putting a little stockpile of them in. Because I think that might be something that will benefit us. Let me go down here, and I'll put another 5 of them making. Because I had the 5 basic assembling machines. I just need to put these bits together. If I do that a second, and I'll also go up here. I've got a load of stone on me that I'm running around with that I no longer need. This one here is producing the stone, and it's rather slow and steady. So if I dump 50 of the... Actually, I'll dump the rest in here. Like that. That'll keep them ticking along quite nicely. And I can put that into there. And then you can have a little bit more coal. That'll keep that going. We've got a load more of them being made. Excellent. Fantastic. And what else? Oh, that's the chemical plant. I was wondering what that was that I was running around with. It's just a chemical plant. It's okay. We've got no use for said chemical plant. Now, everything is still running up here. You can see we're still burning stuff off. We haven't got anything backed up at the moment. If you look in here, we've got 4,000 light oil in each of those tanks. And heavy oil, and then that's 5.5. This up here, that is crammed full. I got 100,000 crude oil buffer now, as well as everything that's in the pipes. Now, pipes do tend to work on gravity, right? So the further the distance you take it, the less efficient it is running through the pipes. Because what they do is that one pipe will empty, and then the next pipe to it, that one will then sort of equalize using the previous pipe and the next pipe and so on. And they keep equalizing. So if you're running at a short distance like we are here, that's fine. But if you're running at really long distances, pipes don't actually work very well. I'm not quite sure of the full mechanics of it. I've always been a little bit confused by the whole pipe situation. But that's kind of my basic understanding of it. It sort of works a bit like that. Right. Looking on here, we're using power a bit more now. Because I'm slowly upgrading to the assembling machines, these do use more power. As do the faster inserters. But I don't care. Right. I just don't care. I'm going to use the faster inserters anyway. I'm going to plonk that one down. I'm going to plonk that one. I'm going to use the faster factories, faster inserters. Because I like to. That's why I like to do it like this. I'm a born rebel. Live life on the edge. Right, see, I really don't need a fast inserter there to put the iron in. Right? Absolutely do not need that at all. But I'm still going to do it. Just because I can. No other reason other than I can. And then we've got these electronics coming up through. So they will use the electronics as and when they need it to be able to make items up through here. So what I will do is... I'm going to replace those 3 there, like that. I can make 3 more of it. Oh, I'm running low on... Actually, running low on quite a few bits. We'll deal with that later. 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, and 3. And I'll do the same over this side, like that. 2, 3 over there. Right. I need to upgrade. We'll upgrade those to blues in a little bit. What do I want to do now? Right. We're actually starting to consume these gear wheels a little bit. I think that might be because we're now starting to eat... No, it's not because we're eating through those faster. Why are we consuming them a bit faster? Not entirely... It might be because of these. Yeah, because those are pushing through. It's just down to those. Just a slight bit faster on those has already made a little bit of a difference. But we've got so much iron coming in that it's not actually making any major difference. Well, it's genuinely fantastic. Absolutely everything is screaming through here at a phenomenal rate of knots. Which is exactly what we want. This is spot on perfect for what we want. Steel in here. I am actually thinking that we should increase this. Because, I mean, if you look at the speed that this is coming through... Those 2 there, we're not using them at all. We're throwing out the ore over here. I mean, it might be that we want to increase the number of miners that we've got producing, throwing stuff in, but I still think this is a good idea. So we've got 18 stone furnaces now. We will be using more stone furnaces, and what we'll use the stone furnaces for is to put down a We'll be using them to make boilers. With these down here, steam engines rather. No, it's boilers that use those. But yeah, well, that's what we'll be using them for. You just rotate that round there. We'll put that one like that, and then you, I'm gonna now put you up this way. Actually, I'm gonna just do that, and then that's gonna allow me to do one more if I want to in a little bit. And I can drop that one onto there, that one onto there, and I can take you and... Actually, I'm just going to drop that one there, so then it will power both of them. Like that. So we've got the coal going in, and then it starts putting in the iron as well. And the iron, it takes long enough for the iron to turn into steel that we don't have to worry about putting in the faster inserters. At least not at the moment. Once you move on to the electric furnaces, then yeah, you need fast inserters everywhere. Alright, that's kind of an essential part of it, or you need 2 regulars. There's no point in having 2 regular ones. You're not gonna gain any real benefits. So we've got 1 extra on there. We'll just leave that with just 1. I don't want to do any more than that. Just the 1 for now, and we will see how that works out. Because what we need to watch is we need to watch what happens up here. Because just that 1 furnace could make the difference. Yeah, at the moment, it's busy spooning that out as fast as it possibly can from here. Because this one's completely full. Once that one empties out, it then could make a difference. I mean, that's actually, it's lowering down fast enough that it's getting to the point where it might actually stop, start using up some of this one. We'll wait and see. So there's one little bit that we can keep half an eye on, and we come back up here. We've got those going. Again, they're doing absolutely fine. These are doing fine. These are doing fine. Everything in here is doing absolutely fine. The only thing that we have now on slow factories is those 3 right there. So if we quickly run an upgrade on that, I've got 3 available. What am I wanting? I've got copper. I want a bit of iron. Let's go and get a bit of iron from our collection up here. You know what? We'll just take the whole lot there. Right. And then I will go for 5 of those. So I've got all of the other bits, and then I can make the 5. And down over this way, I've got 112 of them. I've got all of this running through here, even though I'm using up the iron, and iron is busy using up, I'm using up iron on all of it. I'm not actually running into a shortage, even though I'm making these electronic circuits. I'm not yet running into a shortage anywhere on any of it, which is a really good thing. This is something that we want to keep, so we'll just leave that one now constantly producing and hope that that's going to produce enough. We're waiting on an awful lot of those down there. That's fine. We've got all of this going, which means that our lab research speed times 2 is very nearly done. Our oil and our petroleum up here is busy sliding through quite nicely. And power production is absolutely fine. So far, ladies and gentlemen, so good. All we're really waiting on is the research. So we kind of want to speed the research up a little bit. I'm not that concerned about it just yet. Right, I am going to want to be boosting up the research, and we're going to want to be increasing things. But remember, most of this, I'm going to be moving it. We're going to clear the forests, and we're going to want to move this stuff off so we can put down a lot more mining drills over this. And then we can start expanding. But the big thing that we're going to want to do is expand off of our island. Now, we know that we've got 75 million stone over there, which we could very well end up wanting, because right now, I don't see any other stone, and we've only got 2.7 million... Oh, hang on, no, there was a bit up there, wasn't there? It was 50 million. And then we've got 200 million iron ore over there, so most likely our route of expansion... Right, the copper at the moment... Good gravy, 293 million right there. Most likely at the moment, our route of expansion, we will come down this way. We will expand over this way. We can collect up that coal at 27 million. We'll be able to incorporate that crude oil there as well. And then we can head down this way, and we've got this iron ore down here that we'll be able to get. We'll then, after establishing a base on this island, there could very well be biters on this island, though, all, you know, somewhere up to the north. So we're going to need defenses once we get onto here, because they're going to start to be a problem. Although, the thing with biters is trees do hold them up a bit. Or at least they used to. I don't know if trees still do. Right, it might be a thing now with 0.17. Now that we're on 0.17 instead of the 0.16, I don't actually know if biters are still held up by trees. You know, is this a thing? Are they going to be slowed down by the trees? I mean, I'd like them to be, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be. Just because I want them to be slowed down, it doesn't really mean anything at all. There's no guarantee that they're going to be stopped in any way. Right, I'm going to change those over like that. There, I'm now out of iron. Have I got any more? Oh, we've got the reserve iron right there. Where's the rest of it? Oh, there's the iron goes over there. So I've got that reserve iron there. I don't have any other reserve iron. But I don't think I need it just yet. What have you got? You've got 9,000 left on you. You're running through. Now, our next issue is that even though these drills are running flat out, we have actually run out of ore. So I'm going to need more drills. It's got to be our next thing to make. We will go here. I need more iron. Okay, fine. I'm going to take 200 iron off of here. Just like that. And then I'm going to make 2 iron... I'm going to take 2 mining drills from there. And then we can drop a few bits and pieces in. We are just about done with the research speed. Now, these 2 here, these are going pretty much flat out. See? Look at that. Look at them go. They're going nuts on it. Look at the speed that they're throwing it up through. It takes 4 iron plates for each one. I could increase that, but I don't really need to. I've got 4 factories right there making them. Eventually, these will slow down a little bit. It'll move all the way up to there. I've got more factories, okay? At the moment, I'm happy. I've got more factories. I've got the stuff being able to come through as and when I need it. I'm looking down through here, and I'm thinking, I'm not sure that we're really pulling stuff through as fast as we should be. Although, all of the furnaces are running. Every single furnace is still running. Okay, there we've got lab research speed has now been upgraded. Landfill, we've definitely got to make sure that we do get the landfill. The logistics, obviously, that is the one of the ones that we're going to want. So electric engines. Going to want the lubricant right there. Logistics, let's just go like this. Plastics. I think plastics was... Which one was I working on? It was that one. It's plastics. Right. See how fast that is running through now? Right, that's pulled all the way down to here. That's a long way to go. And that coal... We may have to actually upgrade that so that we're putting more coal in, because it's consuming coal at quite the speed. Right, and now also, if you look at this, you'll see that these are really going through them a lot faster. You look at the speed now. We got that plus 30% with those extra 1,000 of each that we produced. We're going to need to start producing a lot more stuff. So, first up, let's go down here. We want to get a couple of extra mining drills. So, I'm going to go there up to that one. I'm going to put that one right over into that corner. I'm going to put that one there. And then that one is going to go there. I will run you. Well, folks, Rome wasn't built in a day, and 1 million minions are not going to be built in a single episode. We've run out of time, so if you've enjoyed the episode, then please head down below and give us a like, and if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me, get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.